All
All
right.
right.
Say less. We live. We jumping right into it, y'all.
Yep.
We getting into the things,
Let's
okay?
get it.
With rap shit. All right. I'm walking with purple. Oh, excuse me. Hey, see, Cash Money is a army. I'm walking with Purple Hearts on me. You talking to the sergeant. Body marked up like a subway in Harlem. Call him. Please say the baby. If you don't see me on the block, I ain't trying to hide. I blend in with the hood.
This is
I'm camouflage,
camouflage.
bandana
In
tied.
the tide.
So mommy join
Join
my
the
crew.
crew.
Now every time she hears my
Yeah, she
name,
said,
she
"Woo."
she salute.
She salute. She
Yeah.
salute. That's what she
Okay.
said. Yeah.
So what song is that?
No. Hold on. Damn. You know when you off beat and you trying to cut this, I can see the head nods, but the beat I'm trying to like align with it.
You want me to?
Yeah, yeah.
What is that?
Um,
You almost there.
that's Destiny's Child.
Okay, that's the child
First,
of
I ain't
destiny.
trying to no camouflage. Yeah, that's Wayne. That's Wayne. That's Wayne.
Is a
That's Wayne.
way.
So that's
What's the song? What's the name of the song? You have the artist. You
That's
have I need a.
I need a soldier.
There you
I need a
go.
soldier. Why does that take me so long to do? Damn.
That's so funny. I love that you got that. I watched you work it out.
Damn, that
I
took me a
watched
long
you work
time.
it
That
out.
shouldn't have taken me so long.
Listen, that
That
used to
cadence thing is
be
crazy.
it when you don't have the cadence and
Yeah,
you're
it,
reading
it
it just like
completely.
a regular statement. It is really hard because you don't have anything to like help
Nah.
jog. You're strictly working with the
Yeah, to have
words.
the beat and the rhythm and all that shit.
Seriously.
That shit is
Yeah.
hard.
Listen, I picked
Especially when
that
you
song.
put on the spot. Like I don't know what it is before.
Right.
So
We have to go through our entire repertoire. Maybe we have to start doing categories. Like
nah.
you
Keep it
want to keep
live.
it completely blind.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm not
yeah.
mad at that.
Unless you pull up Green Day, it's like okay,
Nah,
stop.
easy. Relax. We are
But
staying
yeah,
to hip hop,
yeah.
exclusively black on black music.
Facts. Okay.
so, so I picked that song specifically because that used to be my jam. Like I
Video is crazy.
remember, oh yeah, it
That's
was
not
super dope.
man.
The Children of Destiny were doing the doggone thing. I remember like singing that song in middle school, and I love Lil Wayne's part. Like Ti is also on that song, but
Oh
we don't
yeah.
pay attention to his part as
I'm
much.
not gonna remember it now, but
But like whenever Lil Wayne started rapping his part, you know, see, Cash Money is an army. I'm walking with Purple Hearts on me. You talking to the sergeant. Body marked up like a subway in Harlem. Call him Weezy F baby. Please
please
say
say
the
the
baby.
baby.
If you don't see me on the block, I
I
ain't
ain't
trying
trying
to
to
hide.
hide.
I blend in with the hood. I'm
I'm camouflage
camouflage.
fire.
Like when I tell you that was literally my favorite line of the whole song, I
That beat
blend
is
in with
crazy
the hood,
too.
I'm camouflage. So I
That shit is. That shit is.
so in middle school, like when we was changing periods one time, there was this girl, I think her name was actually Destiny. She was standing in between like two side by side sets of double doors. And you have kids going one way through one set of double doors and then the opposite direction in the other set. And she's standing in between them. And she was
Oh,
singing the song.
doing this
She
shit.
was like, if you don't see me on the block, I ain't trying to hide.
She was
I
doing it on
blend in
purpose.
with the school. I'm camouflage. I swear to God. And as I'm passing her, I was like, dead ass, I didn't see you. She was just standing there like this, standing in
That
between
girl
the
is magic.
doors.
What the fuck?
And I
She
couldn't.
planned that?
Yes, yo. She was so
That's
goofy.
impressive.
Rolo, get down, please. You guys, I don't know if y'all can see him in the camera, but this is our little, this is our
I don't.
pup Rolo.
Well,
It's about, I mean,
yeah, they
it's
can see
only a
him.
matter of time before he popped up into one of these videos.
They can see him.
All right, buddy, get down, hun. We're talking to strangers, okay? Thank you. Yeah, so anyway, I just thought she was absolutely hysterical. Rolo, get down, baby. Get down. Stop it. Just lay down, okay? Anywho, I'm sorry, you guys.
We
But
have to
yeah,
mark that, but
anywho, that's why I picked that song, honey. I just thought it was so fire. It was, aside from the lyrics being absolutely insane, it unlocks that memory for me every time a little girl talking about I blend in with the school, I'm camouflage. It's brilliant. Like,
no, that is
who
brilliant though.
raised you?
Seriously,
Like, to really sit
those
there and play
songs are
hide and go seek.
those songs means something different to us for
I'm
some
telling
reason.
you, like that whole period in
That whole
time
period of time,
was
crazy.
just magical. That's really where core memories are developed, okay?
Yes.
I feel it in my spirit. Well, listen, y'all. Welcome back. I'm so happy y'all are here.
What's going on?
Listen, we're the one thing for certain podcast, okay? We your
Think
favorite
so.
Mary friends now. If you didn't know, now you know,
Oof.
okay?
What episode is this?
5.
No way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. You understand? Like there's a Kendrick lyric
Every day. Every day.
between Euphoria and They Not Like Us. I have quoted those two songs
Shit.
every day
We
since
about to
they
get
dropped.
into that soon too, actually.
He a fan. He a fan. He a fan.
Yeah.
All right.
Still happening, guys.
It's
Hey.
just,
Yep. Still happening.
It's an iconic moment, and
It won't end.
it will not.
It won't end.
This is like our Thriller.
It's something. I don't know what it is.
I can just hear the bells tolling.
It's history. That I know for sure.
Doom. Absolutely love it. Anywho, so like we were saying, it's your favorite married couple, okay? Where I myself, Alia King, and my husband,
Carrot King.
yeah, we talk about the things that married couples like to talk about, which, surprise, surprise, isn't other married shit. It's just the stuff we like to talk about. We talk about any and everything.
Yeah.
We have conversations all the time about whatever we want. And they happen to be funny, so we decided to share them with y'all. So, if you're into that, hit that subscribe button.
Like,
Like
comment,
that
subscribe.
thing. Comment. Talk to the kids, and
Are
have
we
fun
still
with
kids?
us. I feel like a kid.
Yeah.
I'm
That's an old question to ask, but
I'm a big kid now. Okay, so listen, we're gonna get into my current obsession.
yeah.
Okay, you want to go first, or you want me to?
Head
it
That's because I'll go first.
Okay, get into it, babe.
My current obsession at the moment is the Bernie Mac show. So this show I've watched like maybe like 7 times front to
The
back.
entire series.
Probably 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
Right. Just because it's like my Bill Cosby in a way, I guess.
Okay.
And he sparked back up on social media. Obviously Bernie passed away in 08, 09. Don't quote me on that, but
That feels so crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. And so every so often, at least on my feed, he pops up.
Yeah.
So it was different this time though, because it was a bunch of grown men, my age men, talking about how Bernie Mac basically like was a little bit of a
I kind of raised them too.
like a father figure in the way that Bill was for that other generation. So I just thought, on his own little scale, no different than Steve Harvey, like,
Yeah.
and that whole male role model thing.
You know what I think is actually really interesting about when you brought this up earlier this week was that you said like he sparked back up on social media and it's a bunch of guys your age talking
Who are
about
like raising kids now,
right
a little bit.
like they were your age, which was basically Junior's age on the show. So it felt like he was growing you up too. And now that you guys are adults and having your own families, it
Yeah.
kind of hits different.
Yeah, and obviously everything, like, I'm not saying that the man is like the Bible. There's things in there that may not age well now,
True.
especially. But for what you can take from it, just from, I just have a different connection to it. I'm not gonna get into it right now, but I just have a different connection to it, maybe because of the time I saw it. Everyone has a little
Yeah.
thing that from their childhood that they saw, and they're like, wow, And
I
for
think
some
there's something
reason,
really familiar about Bernie.
yeah, and you know
Like,
what it is? I have 6 uncles, so Bernie's an uncle taking care of his kids, his sister's kids, and so, whoop, and so,
my
it's just
favorite
cool.
part about about Bernie Mac, like watching his show in particular, is just the level of physical threats that we as black kids just
I know,
understand as
man.
a part of our
Yeah,
upbringing.
and
Like we,
I grew up in a Caribbean household, but raised an American and could relate to that the same way.
it's just translated. It's just
It's
not in
really
patois.
it's
Like,
not in patois, but
but there
it's
is a certain like unity of like upbringing that all
mm-hmm,
black people like just understand. I think Black Twitter really like it kind of
meshes it together.
connected
Yeah,
the dots for a lot of black people. Like, oh, we all grew up like
we
this.
all grew up like
And there's
this.
something about watching Bernie Mac that just goes, oh, all of
Yeah,
us was raised like this.
I
We all
know who
had
that
a uncle.
is.
We all had an uncle like Bernie
Shout out
in
to
some
Bernie,
way, shape,
man.
or form. My favorite is when Bernie said to Junior one time, "I'll choke you for the police."
You well, see, now you getting into the trivia. I know all of this stuff. Like that was the
Yeah.
episode where they locked him out the house. Okay, and you keep saying Junior. It's not my wife and kids. It's Jordan.
Jordan, my bad. I'm sorry, y'all.
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah,
Jordan. He was always hollering at
hollering
him.
at Jordan and
And
Vanessa, who you maybe don't like
despise.
very
I
much.
despise her. This is your
Well,
this is your thing. This is your current obsession. But I can't lie. I second that. I love
Bernie Mac
Bernie
show's
Mac
cool,
show
man.
was really, really good.
I don't know.
That and like My Wife and Kids.
Steve Harvey show too. I gotta
Yeah,
keep that in there.
Chef's
Jamie
Kiss.
Foxx, but a different thing.
But
But
specifically about
great
the
stuff.
Bernie Mac show was that Vanessa, I get it. She was supposed to be playing like that quintessential, like troubled teen, like really combative and
Came out
just
the
like
came out the
she's just
the
anti in
peas.
every way, shape, or form, right? There's literally nothing Bernie can do right for her. She's just so ungrateful. I think the way she behaved on that show is like, okay, I get it. You're a angry teenager, but at this point, you're being a little shit. Like,
Uh,
she was not nice to her
you got
uncle.
yeah, but you gotta know where she came. You know, she came from
I empathize with her. I receive that. I
place. You
still
know,
think it was too much. At a certain point,
I
you're
don't
just
know.
being rude.
She had to raise her brother and her sister. All she really ever wanted was a mother.
I just wanted her to be nicer to Bernie.
I feel you, but
She
she
used,
warmed up though,
she used to
sort of.
she used to try to make it seem like he could do nothing right for her. Like she's like, you just don't get it. You don't understand.
Yeah,
And
but
it's like,
that's
girl, you have a bed in a room, and you never had that before. And you talking to this man cash crazy. He is the only
that's an interesting take.
stability you've ever had in your life, and you talk to him stink. Like I just didn't like her.
Fair enough.
My
I mean,
bad. I walked all over your curves.
no, I mean it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not for you. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I'm more
right.
speaking for like black men out there who grew up around that time, and you was
Yeah.
watching TV. Like we was all watching TV, and so Bernie was one of those people on TV where it was
It
just
was
like,
super dope.
oh, I'm into this as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
as a teenager, college,
Mm-hmm.
rewatched it
Mm-hmm.
of multiple times. Now I watched it before had a kid, and I'm watching it while I actually have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's raising kids.
Mm-hmm.
He's raising a young boy to the best of his ability. I like to see that on display.
For
Like
sure.
I like to see
Especially for black men.
how he's navigating it, not to follow it completely, but to see a perspective of raising a young man,
Mm-hmm.
because I have to raise a young man.
That's right.
So it's cool. It's no different than Fresh Prince. People watch Fresh Prince for Will, which is cool, but I'm watching it for
Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil's like, I'm like, okay, that's a father figure.
Yeah. I
You
think
know.
there's a lot of people that can definitely relate to
I
that
don't
sentiment
know. It's, you
and
know,
why
it
it's
ain't
just
all
kind
right.
of
It's just
been like timeless to me. I think whenever I see you put it on, I go, "Oh yeah, that is that hysterical like show." Honestly.
so. Shout out to Bernie Mac, man.
Shout out to Bernie. R.I.P.
Bernie
Bernie
Mac
Mac.
show. It's on Hulu and it's on Amazon Prime. So if you got any of those, it's lit.
That's so dope. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so my current obsession. I told y'all this last week. Listen, Game of Thrones is in, not Game
Oh,
of Thrones,
God.
excuse me, House of the Dragons
House of
is
Dragons.
in the number one
Yes.
spot
Oh,
if
Lord.
you want to come get it back in blood, okay? But we going to get into this Game of Thrones, y'all.
Oh gosh.
And I'm really going to try to keep it brief because episode 2,
Was
season 2,
dense.
dense, very dense.
1 hour and 19 minutes.
Wow, these are movies. Straight up, these are movies. and the behind the quality of production, the story writing is on par. Like the directing is really good. There's
Yep.
a couple of moments where I was like, you guys are foreshadowing really hard. Either that or you guys are really just trying to brag on some of these establishing shots of
The,
like Westeros that they're
yeah.
showing
And the
us.
ending was weird a little bit.
This ending
But
was a little weird.
if I watch
Like
those
recap
recap,
videos.
hidden stuff,
Yeah,
and it made me understand the ending a little bit more.
did it.
Yeah.
I have my theory for the ending, but
Mm-hmm.
we're going to get into it. For those of you
Oof,
who
man.
don't want spoilers, just go ahead and fast forward about 5
I mean, if you
minutes.
ain't watched it by now, bro,
Listen,
it is what it
that's
is.
your business, but we're going to get into these spoilers, okay? So if all hearts and minds are clear, I'm going in. All right, so we open up the episode where with the tragedy of
Oh boy.
Prince Jacaerys
Mm-hmm.
being murdered, okay?
That's how the first episode ended.
Well, that was, no, the first episode ended with Princess Rhaenyra basically saying, I want Prince Aemon dead.
Yes, correct. You're
I
right.
want him
I
dead.
apologize. These episodes are so long.
They're so
Yes.
long, right? But yeah, first episode ends with Princess Rhaenyra dropping that fire one-liner that she wants Prince Aemon dead for
You're
killing
right.
Prince Lucerys. She says that to Daemon. She's looking all disheveled and like just pure feminine rage and walks out of the council room. We open up to like all of the things that happened in the episode, okay, which at the end of episode 1, right? No, it was the end of episode 2 where basically Damon took that instruction
Yes.
and he hired the medieval version of the Home Alone 2 bandits,
Blood and cheese.
Blood and Cheese, and he sends them
Blood and cheese.
he sends them into the Red Keep, okay? I don't know, the most guarded place in all of Westeros
The fuck you thought?
to kill a highly skilled, trained prince, okay?
The fuck you thought, dog?
I don't know why Damon thought he could trust 2 randos to this incredibly important job, but he does. And then even Cheese asks, hey, Cheese is the palace, one of the palace rat catchers.
Rat catchers.
We
Yeah.
don't actually know these 2 characters' real names. They're just called Blood and Cheese. He says to Prince Damon, hey, what if we can't find him? And they cut the scene and show like the events that commence. But he basically says, it is inferred that he says a child for like a son for a son. So they go in there with their instruction. They rummage through the castle. They come across Queen Helena's bedchamber with her and the twins, Jacaerys and Jacaria, and she has them in bed. Cheese has her at knife point, and they ask
Yeah,
which
this
one
is-
is
yep.
the son. And she points to her son, and they proceed in decapitating him in his bed.
Yep.
She grabs her daughter, runs to her mother's room, in which she is in the throes
goodness.
of lovemaking with Sir Kristen Cole, okay? In the throes. She is riding that horse.
Okay.
You understand me? Wow.
Chill
Wow.
out, man. Chill out.
She runs in, and her daughter tells her they've killed the boy. That's how the first episode ends. Because we're only on episode 2. That's how the first episode ends, okay? Jump straight into it. We're seeing the aftermath of this horrible event. Let me tell you something about Game of Thrones and these directors and these House of Dragons.
Stuff's
Y'all
crazy.
taking it too damn far, okay?
Are
Y'all are
they?
looking at the line and y'all are poll voting over it.
I mean, you
We're
saw
just
what-
gonna go in reverse order, okay?
Yeah.
Decapitating a baby, yikes, okay? Chomping a baby like a chicken nugget. You saw that in the last
But that was
episode.
magical though. That was a dragon. It was just, you
Nuts.
could kind of.
Okay.
It is
Going
nuts.
back to Game of Thrones.
Way more.
King Tommen jumping out of windows, okay? Before that, Princess Marsala deaded up and poisoned, okay? So watching the blood come out of her nose and her eyes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
King Joffrey, he was a piece of shit. I was happy about this one, but damn, his death was horrific.
It
They
was.
love killing a baby.
They be killing
What's
kids.
going on,
But
yo?
but it's because the kids be ruling a little bit when you
My
think about
God,
it. The
today.
kids
But
are
no, this one was the most innocent and most faultless death I've ever
true.
seen in Game of Thrones.
Insane.
Between that, excuse me, not Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, but between that kill and in Game of Thrones, you remember when Theon Greyjoy, he killed that one kid and burned him and hung him up outside of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
walls
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
Winterfell to make it seem like he actually killed Bran. That was probably one of the other worst, like
Wild.
innocent murders, but we
Yeah.
didn't know this little boy. He was just a random kid, still horrible. But
Game of
to
Thrones
for
be
us to hear the sound
it's
of them
insane.
sawing through this little baby,
Wow.
House of the Dragon, y'all, someone's
It's
gonna sue y'all. Y'all are playing.
it's
This is
crazy.
good. This is good TV. But y'all pole voting, crip walking, and break dancing over
Yeah,
the line.
game yeah, and
Reel it in.
yeah,
Reel it in,
they've
bro.
captured like that in a way that I don't think any show has. Like you know it's coming though.
Oh
You
God,
just can't imagine what it could be,
your
and then they
heart
do it.
is dropping out of your bottom. Okay, you want to
Yeah.
know the first time Game of Thrones, and we said this before. I've already talked about it. The first time Game of Thrones literally had my blood running cold was the Red Wedding. When they juked that woman in the stomach and killed her baby in utero in front of Rob and
Yeah.
his mother,
Mm-hmm.
that I was just like,
The Red Wedding was crazy.
what did I just watch? Okay. This was another one of those moments. And so all of the events that ensued thereafter were pretty intense. So we're watching that. We're watching the funeral procession. We watch King Aegon's grandfather, the Hand, which is what's his name? I can't remember his name right now, but the Hand, that character, and Queen Alicent's father.
Is it Hightower?
Yeah, he's a Hightower. We'll
Yeah.
just call him Mr. Hightower, sure.
Yeah.
He comes up with probably one of the most brilliant political strategies I've ever seen
Look this up.
unfold on television, which is like capitalizing the murder of Prince Jacaerys. And the part that was so cold is like as they're in the council room, everyone else is hysterical. Obviously, King Aegon is like, I declare war, bun them, let's run up into the place and kill everything. He's like, no, 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 no. Just breathe.
Otto Hightower is the Hand.
Yeah, Otto Hightower. You see him spin the story in real time in such a way that if you listen to
Yeah.
him, y'all gonna win this war.
He's a
Y'all are gonna
politician,
win this.
yo.
He's a
In a real way.
politician. The way he talked about like making a martyr of Prince Jacaerys, he was like, that was my grandson. I'm not gonna let his death go in vain. You are going to win the country over. They already illegitimized your claim to the throne. The fact that you lost a fugitive and nearly murdered you on the day of
Yep.
your coronation. The fact that you rushed your coronation even though you knew that your sister was his legally named heir. Like everything about your legitimacy to the throne is being questioned. The only reason why people ain't really storming the Capitol like that is because you're a man. For real, for real. If Princess Rhaenyra was Prince Reynard, no one would be questioning whether or not she should be queen because she would be a guy. That's the only advantage you have. But if you use this, if you politicize that she would send people into her old home and murder a baby in their
After
bed,
losing a baby too, mind you.
mind you, she just lost a child.
just lost,
so like,
Luke.
but I don't know if that's really been publicized to everyone yet. Like the major kingdoms know,
I
the
think
other houses know, but I don't know if the broader like population
knows
knows
that Aemon did that.
that
Aemon did that.
Aemon Targaryen killed his nephew.
Yeah,
That he killed his nephew. And
I
so
don't think they know.
I don't think anyone would know. So
They know
for
he's
the
dead.
spread of the word of the woman who wants to be queen is that she murdering kids in their bed. Yuck, no one's going to want her. They're going to flee to you, and you're going to be the hero of this story. To watch him spin that web and you see it working, I was like, this man is absolutely brilliant. He is a politician of all politicians. We need to get him in the Oval Office, okay?
Nah, Otto Hightower is crazy. He is
He's
brilliant.
a brilliant
But you know what
strategic
though?
mind, but he's a piece of
He
shit because he's the one who put Aegon there, and he's a
he
trash
is.
king.
He
Aegon
yeah.
is not
I
a
mean, he
very
took a
good
gamble.
king.
He took a gamble.
He's very
He
power
wanted his
hungry.
house
He
to.
wants his house. He wants
Yeah,
House
for sure.
Hightower to be in the highest seat of power
Yep.
in all of the land. So he's incredibly ambitious. But in this he was short-sighted. He was so greedy to get one of his own into the seat that he didn't think about who he was putting there. Because
Yeah.
King Aegon he's not a very good king. And the
I don't
worst part
know.
about it is he didn't prepare him to be a good king, but is upset that he's not a good king.
I don't. I I'm trying to think of examples where he's at this moment in time has been a bad king
Well,
from the
he's just a terrible person. You know, he has a bunch of bastards running around in the underbelly of Westeros.
Yeah, but that's
They're
every king.
But that doesn't mean it's okay. Well, Prince Viserys didn't do that. I mean, excuse me, King Viserys didn't do that. I mean, he was weak, but he wasn't like a philanderer. He didn't have bastard children fighting in the pits of,
And
you know,
his grandfather was apparently like
he
the
was the
perfect
king.
king.
Yeah,
Like he was like the best, or I guess Westeros or whatever. They had the most prosperity.
yeah. They had the most prosperity underneath his rule. But
Backstory is
anywho,
crazy, but yeah.
we're going far. Okay, let's bring it on back.
House of Dragons is lit.
It's lit. So when she finds out what happens, when, excuse me, I say she, Princess Rhaenyra, when she finds out what has happened, you see it unfold because she doesn't know it was Daemon, because they're talking in the High Council meeting and she gets word back that her, what is it, her nephew, yes, her nephew is dead. And she's like, surely they don't think I did it. And her counsel is like, well, I mean, you did
Yeah.
say you wanted Aemon dead. She said, Aemon, not a baby, not Viserys. Aemon, you know, the grown
I didn't do that.
man who killed my kid. I wanted him dead, not his little brother. Are you
Right.
dumb? And they were like, I mean, who would
Blame
you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she's
Right.
like, I myself just lost a child. And the fact that her counsel believed that just because she's going through grief, she would call for the murder of a child speaks to like, I think the misogyny of men. Like, it's just like, oh, she's going to be hysterical. She just lost a son. So sure, you know. And then it also speaks to how believable people are really going to think that she did this. And she has no idea. Meanwhile, where's Daemon? He's like,
Yeah, Damon is in the corner like, that's crazy,
that's
bro.
wild. Who would kill a kid? Who
He's
would kill
really
a
like looking
kid?
around like,
He's looking around like nothing happened. And she watching him and she's like, everybody get out. Everybody leave.
man.
And after that moment, I watched the best argument I've ever watched depicted on screen before. The best argument. The only other like second is probably like Malcolm and Marie. That whole movie with Zendaya. That thing was
Yeah.
toxic, okay?
It was a
But
lot.
that was such a good argument because
That was a whole movie about arguments, but
Princess Rhaenyra was able to have so much composure. She was so disciplined with her words when she completely undressed Daemon.
I mean, David had a couple jabs
He
in
had
there
a
too.
couple of jabs, but she was like, I'm not going for none of that. You are crazy. Like, when I tell you her third eye was open, she was not speaking from a place of grief.
She talked about her father. She was like, my father don't trust you.
She was
I
like,
can't
you are
trust
not
you.
a trustworthy person.
Yep.
I do not know
Crazy.
who you serve.
And we
Do
as the
you-
audience is like, yeah, Damon.
Yeah, you a piece of shit,
Not even
Damon.
it's not even a piece of shit. Damon, you crazy, bro.
You
be
do
tripping.
foolishness all the time. You've been doing this.
When he put the hit out on the baby, I said it. I sat there on the couch. I was like, wait,
What
hold
are
on,
you
but Damon,
doing, bro?
you didn't tell them what Aemon looked like. You
You
ain't
ain't
tell
give him a
him
picture. You
what
didn't send a map.
Damon, Damon, what do you?
What are
And then
you
they just went
doing?
off, and I was like,
She said you
it's
complete.
that type
He
of shit.
said you cost me the war.
That's it. So we're dead.
I'm done. Even if I do
And
win,
man,
the
listen, man,
people are going to
damn
think
it.
I am a baby killing witch.
Which is yeah,
They
what happened? Because the titles they gave her was crazy.
wild.
They had an incredible funeral for
Oh
that guy.
God.
I don't know if we've seen a funeral from these
When
two
they
series, but
showed,
very cool.
when they showed,
It's a baby, but it was the
when
drip
they
was dripping.
showed the baby
Like
being carted through the street with his head sewn back
that's
on, I
crazy.
said,
Yeah, Game of Thrones is wilding.
y'all
House of
need to
Dragons
be
is
stopped.
wilding. I keep saying Game
Y'all
of
need
Thrones,
to be
but
stopped. Y'all need to be stopped. This is too much trauma.
we would have never thought that that would be a thing.
I couldn't even begin to imagine what a baby's head being sewn back on would look like until Game of Thrones sat there with a camera.
Yep.
For 2.5 minutes, it felt like we were just staring at a baby corpse.
Nuts. But yeah, man,
Anyway, listen,
it's cool, man.
this, I can literally talk
It's
about
obviously
it
an
for
obsession.
45 more
It's an
minutes.
obsession.
I'm going to save you guys that. The last thing I'll finish on is at the very end with Sir Eric and Sir Eric. The fight
Oh,
between the two of them.
the tale of the two twins. Yeah, I think
It was very Greek tragedy-esque.
yeah, and I had to look it up because watching it, I peeped it from first of all they
You were
twins.
watching a legend unfold right in
Yeah, I
front of
already
you.
knew that it was a story. I just didn't know if they made up that story for this show.
Right,
But
or
it
if it was
felt
in the books.
like it was spoken somewhere
It
in the
felt
show,
like folklore.
and it was. Do you remember the little girl with
Yes.
the face?
Did she talk about them
She was
too?
when she was teaching the pirate how to
Yes,
read.
yes.
One of the stories that she was reading
Shut up.
was this shit.
Wow.
It makes mention of it,
Wow.
so it goes back from there.
Because that's even how this story is even in our understanding, is that she said that as well. She was talking
Yeah.
about Princess Rhaenyra, and
Yeah, the Game of Thrones didn't do flashbacks,
they
so
don't.
they
They did
mentioned a
like
lot
2
of people
flashbacks
who,
in the entire series
and
history.
we going, but we going far with it, but
Far.
it's
You guys,
incredible.
it's so
That
incredible.
twin story that they did was
I
great.
promise you this is the last one. I know I said the last one was the last one. You guys bear with me. This is the last one. Can we talk about Sir Criston Cole and how he is the ancestor of Drake? Can we just talk about
He does look
how
like
he's a fan, he's a fan, he's
some
a
version
fan?
of Drake.
He's a freaky ass nigga. Why are you
He's
why
wilding.
are you tending to the royal clitoris and not to the royal chamber?
Come on,
It's
babe,
crazy.
man.
They do
I mean, that was a
nothing but
medical
hump.
term, but still,
They do nothing but hump.
they
They do
be
nothing
humping
but hump.
in
They be
there.
humping.
They be humping. I'm
They
not
be
gonna say nothing
humping.
else.
And then it's really annoying because of his own guilt about how he wasn't there to protect Prince Jacaerys. He essentially projects that onto Sir Eric and sends him on a suicide mission
Yeah,
just because when I tell you Sir Criston Cole, if at the end of this series he is not burned alive, I'm going to have problems. I hate him.
it's hard
He
to tell
is-
who's gonna be. Again, Game of Thrones does.
He is
These people
such
do
an
it well.
anti-hero.
You don't know. Everyone's up for. You don't know who's gonna be at the end.
No, I'm pretty
So,
sure
Who would have thought that Joffrey
Damon,
and
we already know Damon's
not
getting
Joffrey?
his, but I need Sir Criston Cole to come to the front of the congregation and get these holy hands put on him. He's a horrible individual. He is a spineless excuse for a man. He is deeply, deeply demented
Yeah.
and conflicted with his own sense of morality. And I do not wish him well. So that's my current obsession. You know, that's it in a nutshell, babe. I gotta let go. I have my talons
Tyrion.
in there.
Yeah, who would have thought that? It took me a while to get there. Who would have thought that Tyrion would have been at the end of Game of Thrones? Like you'd have never thought that these characters.
Oh,
would,
okay, I understand
so you
what
don't
you're
know.
saying.
So he may die,
No, I hope he dies.
or he may not.
What I'm saying is that
We don't know.
I'm betting on black. Like I'm putting my chips on like Princess Rhaenyra's side so that Sir
'Cause they-
Criston Cole can die.
they
Because
all
before
die
I didn't have a
eventually.
side. I don't think there's any heroes in this story. Like, I'm sympathizing for Princess Rhaenyra, but as a character in the first season, I didn't like her. Like, I just thought she didn't make
Fair
good
enough.
decisions, and she didn't take like her role as the first queen ever very seriously. She was very flippant with it. And so now, because she's enduring all of this tragedy, they're kind of making her the person you're more sympathetic towards.
Yeah.
But truthfully, I am not on a side. Like in Game of Thrones, I had a side. I was like,
I mean, I think
I'm rooting for the Starks, and I'm rooting for
definitely
Daenerys.
moving for the stars and
In
Daenerys.
House of the Dragon, I I'm not really on board with anyone yet,
Well,
but now I am. Everybody who F with Sir Kristen Cole can die. You guys are horrible. I hate him.
so you're on Rhaenyra's side.
I have to be because Sir Kristen Cole is horrible.
Well, I think it goes without saying Rhaenyra is the main character.
Of course she is.
So
Yes. The story is about
yeah,
Princess
so
Rhaenyra.
they're
Yeah.
gonna want you to be on her side more so.
Yeah.
But they all die. That's the other thing. Like this,
At the
take
end
whatever
of the day,
happens.
the day gonna end.
Yeah. So
And the Night King is still
we
coming.
went long for it, but we'll.
We
It's
did go
it's
long.
it's a
I'm
show, bro.
sorry.
It's a show. It's a show.
I'm sorry. It's my current obsession, you guys. It's mine. I'm tired. Okay, so we have a Are We in Like or Love?
Okay.
You cool with that?
Okay.
All right. I'm coming at you with it. Glorilla TGIF. Is it
Thank
like
God
or
it's
love?
Friday.
It's 7 p.m. Friday.
It's 95 degrees. Okay.
I ain't got no ain't got me.
Yes.
Glow is not playing with y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Glow is like I said, man. She's elevating.
She really
She's
is.
elevating. It's cool to see her evolve into this like mature version
Like
of
she's an
her.
artist.
She it sounds like she's
At first I was
understanding.
like, oh, okay, you know.
She's working hard,
You
man.
made a
It's
singular
a great record.
bop, right? Like when we first saw Glorilla, what was her debut song?
F&F. Fuck Nick Free.
Oh yeah, FREE. Okay,
When she
so
had the baby teeth, man.
she had the tiny
She
little
just
chiclets.
got signed.
I thought she was gonna be a one-hit wonder. I'm really not playing with y'all. I did. I thought FNF was a cool song, right? Like
It was huge.
it was big, but I thought it was gonna bubble and I thought it was gonna fizzle out.
Nah, man.
Like
she's
kind of same thing with Ice Spice. Like I'm surprised that she's
Ice
still
Spice got a
around.
record out too. She got a new record out too, and it's
I'm
cool.
surprised that she's still around. But
Even though she got beef with, I mean, Lotto got beef with her. They beefing, but
I don't even care about none of that. But I think that she has really developed as an artist. Like for you to have consecutive hits like
you
that.
talking about Glow?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Glow.
killing it.
She be on there snapping and rapping. Like
Yeah,
when she said,
she's in her lane, man.
"I'm
She's
coming
really.
out with my moose knuck," I said, "Wait
That
a
shit, man, that
minute."
shit crazy.
I thought it was camel toe. I thought dudes had moose knuckles.
And then it's all what she's doing is like, and I hate to say, let's be honest, Drake did this too. Caption for lyrics, like her lyrics are like they're popping
Oh
up
yeah,
on
she's
Twitter
very captionable.
as hilarious comedic lyrics.
Yeah.
Like the moose knuckle
The
thing
moose knuck is
is going crazy on
crazy.
Twitter. It's hilarious because it's like when she said my moose knuckle, people are falling
falling
out.
over.
It's funny. Like
Falling over.
so she's getting it from both sides in terms of like
When she said Curbin on
entertainment.
Curbin, my shit is
Cuban on
layered.
Cuban went crazy.
Curbin on Curbin.
I still think she should put out a song called Cuban on Cuban.
Oh, it's probably coming. Anyway, we obviously love it. I think
I
that's a
fuck with
short
the
one.
song, man.
TGIF, it's going up.
It's a-
Apparently, Megan Glow is coming back to Atlanta, like
Well,
for a concert.
oh, they just came. They were just here,
But they did so good. They coming bike. They coming
wow.
bike.
and I think they did 2 days here. Damn. Well, shout out to them,
I
man.
have to look into them ticks.
Oh, you.
I'm gonna just throw it out there. You know, I'm just gonna.
Man,
If you catch it.
let's move on.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you love it. Okay, so instead of a one's gotta go, you have something else for us today.
So,
Let's hear it.
and you know, for those who are just over it, because I'm starting to see it now too, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? This is a Kendrick thing. So if you don't like you know what's going on with Kendrick.
I get it. We give you permission,
Yeah, you
agency,
can-
and
you can
authority
go.
to unsubscribe. If you're a diehard Drake fan
Um,
and you're tired of all of the Kendrick
it is
deriding,
what it is,
if
yo.
you will.
It's not dick riding,
I
yo.
don't think it is either. I think we have excellent taste and we can see and hear the same thing that millions of other people are seeing and hearing, and that Kendrick Lamar is a superior rapper and
Yeah.
artist.
So here it is. So
It's just kind of
this is an
obvious.
interesting game
All right, I'm ready.
to play.
Let's get into
It
it.
was actually posted by Revolt, and I'll put it up on somewhere over here.
Okay.
But Twitter users are
Yes.
hilariously rewriting Kendrick Lamar lyrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the way that this is working, apparently, this was 2 days ago, so I may be a little late, but I thought this was cool. They're basically rewriting how Kendrick would say something,
Okay.
and it all sounds like, to me, it sounds like Bridgerton writing.
Okay. Sounds like Old English.
So, for example, they're not similar to us. What does that translate to?
They not like us.
They not like us.
Okay.
Hilarious,
Cute.
right? Every now and then, you got to make an appearance and remind people who you are,
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show it.
right?
I like this. Keep going. Keep going.
Right?
Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Best thee in single combat and hide the sacred text if the Lord's sight is upon us.
What?
I'm gonna say it again.
Yes.
Best thee in single combat and hide the sacred text if the Lord's sight is upon us.
Beat your ass and hide the Bible
If
of God
God
watching.
It's funny stuff, yo. Hey, man.
I'm
I
obsessed.
chuckled.
I'm obsessed.
I
Please.
chuckled.
One more.
Here we go.
One more.
The one associate of OVO named Baca has a legal matter that is quite grotesque. Why does he still linger around your vicinity? What is that?
Baca's got a weird case. Why is he around? Why is he around?
That's funny, yo.
This, I
Wait,
think
one more.
okay.
Say, Aubrey, I've heard through the grapevine that you would prefer your maidens particularly tender in age.
Say,
These
Drake,
are
I heard you like him young.
people making these. It's
I
insane.
think I want to alter
These
rap
jokes are
shit to do
retarded.
this.
Nah, that would be way too hard.
I'm gonna try
That'd
it
be
next
hard,
week.
bro.
No, it's your turn next week. The next
not
time
doing that.
no, you don't have to. But the next time it's my turn to do rap shit, I think I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try my hand at like a really
That's
popular line, and it's
These people are talented, yo. I'm not. It's brilliant.
I know my way with around a couple of words. I've dabbled in a
Stuff is-
thesaurus or two. Okay, I'm excited.
This one's
I
good,
want to
man.
do it
Hey,
because that's
man,
hilarious.
it's probably corny to some of y'all, but
Listen,
I thought it was
once
funny.
again, we give you full agency,
That's just-
autonomy, and authority to unsubscribe if this isn't your type
I
of
thought
humor.
that was funny, bro.
That is hysterical to me. Okay,
Yeah,
that
man.
tickles me. I like that a lot.
All right, so
Fire.
I think you have a remember when.
Oh yes, I do have a remember when. Okay, y'all. So it's here. It's summertime. Y'all remember when we used to have summertime crushes?
Okay,
Y'all
so
remember when?
summertime
I'm
crushes is
saying?
what age we talking?
I'm talking tender age of 15 to 17. Like
Oh gosh.
you're in like your sophomore to senior year, depending on when your birthday is, junior year of high school. Like those ages. You are coming into your gender, you have a little bit of style.
Maybe.
It's
Everyone's a little
hot
different.
outside, so you got your little shorts on.
Oh,
You
was talking
finally
about
got a
for
little
y'all.
booty, and you trying to see if you could bat an eyelash and catch the attention of a tenderoni down the street.
Oh God, babe. Come on, yo.
You don't remember having, or even going to the pool and like seeing somebody who didn't look the way they looked last summer.
Niggas got taller.
You
what I'm
some
saying?
people got taller. Some people started getting muscles.
Niggas
And by
got taller.
muscles, I'm talking about the bird chests.
The bird.
Wasn't bird chestings
That's
no
funny,
more.
man.
Cause y'all, I mean, the transformation that women do is pretty traumatic, right? You start getting fuller in places you did not have fullness. But guys, your jaws get squarer, like your
Mm-hmm.
hairlines get sharper, you know, like your
Mm-hmm.
eyes and your face start to become more proportioned. Your shoulders get broader, your voices get deeper. You get like
Voice get
three or
deeper for
four
sure.
little wisps on your lip. And if you're like my husband, who
Okay,
had a full blown beard by the time he was 7,
that's not true.
you know what I'm saying?
That's not true.
Like
Uh,
you just, it's as a girl who didn't really care about boys like that until I did. Like boys were invisible to me and I to them. It was fine until like 13 and you're like, were you always the love of my
oh
life?
God,
Like
is it that bad?
it gets so intense so
Stop it.
quickly for young ladies. So having summertime crushes were just everything.
So,
You were killing yourself just to get him to look at you.
I mean, for me, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say for guys. Um, a lot of that stuff, a lot of that stuff just carried over from like high school, like
Yeah.
actual school. So like the nucleus you hung out at with school is
Mm,
gonna be the same nucleus, and we had a very big nucleus of kids
yeah.
of
Because
different.
you grew up in a big neighborhood.
I grew up around. I grew up in a big neighborhood and around big neighborhoods. So
Okay.
there was a lot of kids.
There's a lot of kids, a
I'm not
lot
gonna
of
tell y'all
different
what high school.
groups and
Well,
cliques and stuff like
South
that.
Gwinnett High School. Shout out to South Gwinnett High School. And you just form these groups, and I have there's a group of boys, and then a group of boys finds a group of girls,
Yeah.
and so we all hang out together,
I feel like you had such a rich,
and that's
like,
where the crushes start to connect
oh my
and
gosh,
all
and that's
that.
just like, that's when texting became a thing.
Oh,
And we were still playing for texts at a time.
yeah, like 80s. What was it, like 50, 10 cents, 10
It was
cents,
like 10
something.
cents. Like one time,
We are dating ourselves,
I
but
don't
yeah,
care.
for sure.
I don't care. I remember
For
one
sure.
time my
Shout out
mom
to
got
Singular. Remember Singular?
the cell phone bill, and she was like,
I'm gonna kill
how
you.
do you have $300 worth of
Yeah,
texts?
I ran it up too. I didn't
Oh
know.
my gosh, it was so
And then they had the little
problematic.
curfew things. It was like, oh,
Oh
after
yeah,
9, you
free
could.
after 9 p.m. because I was talking on the phone all the time. And about what? Boys. Stupidness. I couldn't tell you where they are today. And looking back at it, it's like, why did I even care? Look at you.
I mean,
Now a
I might not
musty.
be the right person for this.
I feel like you are. I just caught you off guard because you didn't know like what to think of. Because I felt I was what I was saying earlier is I feel like you had a far more like enriching like social childhood than I did because I literally only hung out with the little kids or the other kids my age in our cul-de-sac.
Okay.
I was not permitted to like venture off throughout the neighborhood and like hang out at other kids' houses. My parents wasn't going for none of that. They needed to be able to look outside the window and see my black ass. And if they didn't, bring your fast ass inside. Like
That's
that
how it
was very
was.
much so.
That's how it was when I was in New York. But once I got down here, it changed.
Yeah,
Like,
like you tell me stories about you sneaking out and all kinds of stuff. And
well,
that feels like fairy tale foolishness to me. You snuck out of your house? What? Like Carrick, we gonna get into it, but Carrick he was a bad little kid.
not really.
You was outside and I was
Not really. I
in the
mean,
window looking at
yes,
the
I
stars.
snuck out a
I
couple.
was
I
very
snuck out a few
sheltered.
times. But it wasn't just
I
me.
never went to a party when I was
I
younger, like none of
went
that.
to a few. I went
So
a
I'm
few
sure you've
places.
had summertime crushes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in a way, but like I said, like it all carried. If you didn't, it didn't. At least for me, it did. There wasn't like new connections.
I got you.
Everyone, because I feel like because we stayed in very big neighborhoods, if you didn't stay in that neighborhood, the chances of you seeing that person is very small unless you already connected with them
You know what
in
summertime
class or some
crush
shit.
for
Like,
me really made it like feel very like movie-esque. My next door neighbor, like a new family had moved in next door to the home that I grew up in. And they had 5 kids
oh shit,
and
it's a lot of kids.
like they had 5 kids at the time that they moved in, and they had like their sixth. They were like pregnant with their sixth, and so there was just a bunch of kids. So it went from like me being like the only teenager in
Mm-hmm.
the cul-de-sac, like surrounded by a bunch of little kids, to like 2 or 3, and it was dope. And like I liked the next door neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was one of those things where like it was like a summer romance or what have you, because he moves in, I don't know him, he doesn't know me, we don't know how to like talk to each other, but like I just keep going outside every day, like
Mm.
hoping that he'll just come outside so we can
Oh,
eventually
you mean
talk.
crushing that way? So like y'all
Yeah.
not crushing on each other. I'm thinking about.
We were crushing on each other, but it took a lot of time for it to develop that way, because like I had no other way of like talking to him other than like hoping he'll come outside and talk to me. Cause when else am I going to? I'm not going to knock on his door and
Yeah.
be like, "Hi, I'm Alia." I
So
gotta be like,
so it's different from me because I went places. So
"Okay,
if you're at a place with a group of guys, like the mall,
okay,
the movies, like one time, a group of girls who lived near,
mm-hmm,
they want to go see Twilight, right? This is a true story.
Twilight."
They into that shit.
Yeah, we
This
were.
actually happened twice. They're into that shit.
Hmm.
So me and the boys go.
So I guess we gonna
We
go to the movies with
we
these
going to the
girls. We don't care about what's
movies.
on the screen.
We're gonna go to the movies.
We trying to
That's an
feel on the
example.
leg.
You know what I'm saying? We did that twice. There was a ninja movie out around that time too, and they wanted to see it because the ninja dude was hot,
Oh yeah, yeah,
right? And he
yeah.
was like regenerating and all kind of shit like that.
Yes,
It was weird. This
yes.
nigga was
Ninja
killing.
assassin.
It was fire, but they was looking at the nigga's muscles and stuff. So,
Ninja
but
assassin.
it was a cool movie. So I
Yeah,
said, same thing. Best friend was in all of these stories, by the way.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say his name. But yeah, we're going to the movies again.
Okay.
That's so you can
Y'all
make the
tell us in
connection
the
there.
comments about your summertime crushes, because I remember when my little summertime crushes
It's
chill.
cool. It's cool,
They were
man.
cute.
That's an interesting age.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to get into it. So, am I wilding?
Okay.
Or excuse me, am I tripping?
Yes.
Am I tripping?
That's the name of the game.
Am I tripping?
Am I tripping?
I don't trust people and how they cook and clean, so I refuse to eat at the office potlucks. Am I tripping?
No.
Read it one more time.
Go
I
ahead.
don't trust people and how they cook and clean, so I refuse to eat at office potlucks.
I concur.
Am I tripping?
No, you are not. Let me tell you guys something. During the pandemic, we were getting berated with a host of random facts regarding germs and hygiene, right?
Yeah.
In the effort to make the masses more receptive to the idea of wearing face masks and potentially wearing gloves and all these other hygienically restrictive things that we never
Yeah,
thought
you got to
about
use
doing
a certain
before.
type of like Lysol and
Correct.
all this other stuff.
We started getting inundated with all of this information about like, oh, did you know that when you sneeze, it actually travels 150 feet? And there's like diagrams of someone going, "Achoo," and you can see it. It's like,
Facts.
and they're measuring it, like how far a
One person
cough
gets sick, that's two
travels.
people within
Yeah,
4
the
and 8.
R
Then
naught of certain, viruses and diseases, and how quickly and easily things can be
crazy.
contaminated. We were absolutely like knocked over the head with that kind of stuff during
We
the
were, man.
pandemic. After that, I knew people were nasty. I did. But when statistics started coming up about how infrequently people actually wash their hands when they go to use the bathroom,
And how
how
long they
how
don't. Yeah.
many germs are found on the most common of things, like a remote control. It's like the dirtiest thing in your house.
Your phone.
Your phone, disgusting. Doorknobs, horrific. So now that we know all of those things, I can't unsee that. And I've seen some of y'all kitchens. Yes, I have. I've hung out. I've had the privilege of having coworkers that I really like enough to call a friend, and have been to like their house or their apartment. And even if they're not dirty, your roommate is dirty.
Mm.
I've seen that kitchen.
I
I saw
mean,
them gnats
think about it this
in
way.
your
We
kitchen.
were RAs.
We were
We
RAs
were resident assistants in college,
in
where we
college.
would, kind of govern the different dorms that were
Cell block
in the
one.
school. So, I had freshmen for 3 years.
Yeah, and I
You had
had I had apartments
sophomores, juniors,
primarily,
apartments. Yeah,
apartments and like upperclassmen.
yeah.
Y'all nasty. I've walked in some of the most disgusting kitchens I've ever
Freshmen
seen.
are crazy.
And so to think about, and I also see what y'all bring for lunch. Y'all don't, some people can't cook and it's okay. Like some of y'all really just be eating chicken and rice, no gravy. You know what I mean? Like, so some of y'all can't cook and I don't trust your hygiene. So you telling me that you're supposed to be responsible for feeding an entire office of people with your potato salad.
Well, I think
I
also
don't trust
to
that.
be a little bit lighter on it too, it's like you have to be careful. Like everyone, especially when you're in an ethnic office, like I'm in an ethnic office. I
Yeah,
won't say which, part of the world, but um, everyone is not accustomed to that type of food,
that's correct.
and so even though you don't, people will just, and that's why you shouldn't eat people's stuff sometimes, and just you have to ask questions because they'll put stuff in there that they're accustomed to, but you aren't. So it'll
Yeah,
fuck you
like
up.
raisins.
If they want
Y'all know who I'm
raisins,
talking to.
if
White
they
people, stop putting raisins in
if they
things.
but if they want raisins in their potato
God
salad,
bless you.
then
That's fine. What
you know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
understand though
Don't eat their
is
potato salad. That's day
when
business.
I mean, I don't work in an incredibly diverse work space.
Mhm.
The majority of my colleagues are white, and they're American, which is fine. It just means that everything is a casserole, okay? Everything is a one pot kind of thing.
It's also
Everything's like a
a pulled pork
stew
situation
or it's a
too.
pulled pork
Yeah.
type of thing. There's lots of sauces. There's lots of like they love a chili cook-off. Let me tell you. Wow.
I'd
They
actually
love
be
anything where they
interested in
can
that.
just put a bunch of stuff in one large reservoir and heat it up for long periods of time. That's their shit.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's fine, but everyone's bowels can't
Sloppy,
handle that.
sloppy
Big
joes.
sloppy Joe energy,
Never like
big
those.
pulled pork energy, big chili cook-off
Don't
energy,
care for pulled pork.
big tuna casserole or green bean casserole, artichoke dip type of
Yeah.
environment, which is fine, right? When you put things that can be an amalgamation of other things, you can accidentally get a lot of things in there. I don't know, like your cat's hair. Because y'all like
Yeah.
having y'all animals on the countertop and y'all like feeding, Fido food from the cutting board. I be watching y'all on TikTok with the foolishness. I see
Yeah.
it. I see it.
And
And
you
so,
just can't
no,
trust the
I can't see,
sanitary like
I can't tell if
level
that's Rotel
value.
in there or something else that's not supposed to be. There's too much stuff in here that looks like everything else. So I can't trust it. And so you're not tripping.
I mean,
I
yeah.
that's where we're at.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of companies, instead of doing potlucks, they'll just cater,
Please just cater. Please
you
just
know.
cater. Because as
Just
sweet as
cater.
Katie is, and as much as we love her, her mom's fried apple dumplings,
Wow.
she got 8 cats.
So, you know.
And
And
so,
she has 8 cats because she talks about
because
her
she
8 cats.
loves talking about her 8 cats,
You know what I'm
she
saying?
has pictures of her 8 cats on her window, like on her
It's nothing
screensaver.
wrong with that.
There's
It's
nothing wrong
just
with that. I'm not
food,
eating from you,
though.
Katie. I'm not eating from you, Katie. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, it's interesting. But even
God
someone
bless
without
you.
pets could still be a
You can
little.
still be dirty.
It's just a sanitary thing. If you're feeding people, you got to be
I
responsible.
go to work with
Everyone's not
people.
responsible.
I will go to the bathroom. I will come out. I will wash my hands. I will see someone come in and not do the same and then go back to their desk like everything's fine. And I got to
Yeah.
sit there with so you just not going to wash your hands face as I'm watching them in the mirror. I'm not eating. I can't. I'm sorry, you guys. I think you're a great person. I think your preparation habits around your food is questionable at best. And so
And it is food. You have to ingest it. You got
you
to be
have to
careful.
take that into your body. No, thank
Like you
you.
got to do what's best for you.
I do what's best for you.
You know what I'm saying? So, nah, I don't think you
No,
tripping,
thank you. I
man.
don't think
I
you're
think
tripping.
cooking and cleaning and just not knowing. Yeah, just eat your own lunch.
We know too much to go back now.
It's respectable. It's respectable. You gotta respect it.
Gotta respect it.
You
No
gotta respect it,
thanks.
man. Did we do it?
I think we completed
I
that.
think
Hey,
we
you
did it,
guys,
guys.
if y'all are still with us, you in the back, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been fun.
It's been fun.
It's been fun. Listen, we're going to see you guys on the next one, no matter where you go. Make sure you go with God,
Go
okay?
with God.
It's One Thing for Certain podcast. Bye.
Peace.